Hi there, it's Anne of Rosie Duck Designs here. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to be able to share some news with you about a whole new kit collection that Stampin' Up have recently released. Now, it's fair to say that kits have always been a part of the Stampin' Up catalogues, but this is a whole new concept when it comes to kits, and we'll talk more about that as the video progresses. But basically at the moment they have released 10 new kits, and 6 of those are kits that require an element of stamping, and there are 4 kits that require no stamping whatsoever. Now, each of the 10 kits are what we would term an all-inclusive kit, which means that you have everything within this little box to be able to put the cards together. So I thought initially that I would share with you one of the kits that doesn't require any stamping, and of the 4 that are available I went for the Notes of Cheer, so I will share that one with you. So we'll open the box first and then we'll put one of the cards together, and then over the next couple of days I will be putting together the other 2 cards. So in theory that makes the videos less longer. So let's open the box. And see what we have inside. Now I have opened it just so that I familiarise myself with what was inside, but you will find when you open it, it will be nicely packaged within that sturdy box in a nice cellophane bag. So I've just cut that open just to reveal all the contents. I don't need that because it's just the backing card. So first of all, you get some instructions, which is always a good thing, isn't it, to have? Always helpful. We've got some very pretty embellishments here. We've got some panels, which are obviously going to go on one of the card designs. There's actually 3 different designs of the cards, and there are 9 cards within the kit. So what's the choice? There's 3 plain card bases, which will go with this pretty panel here. There's 3 of these multicoloured card bases, which will go with these very pretty butterfly cutout die cut sheets, word I'm looking for. And then we've got these really cute little butterflies, which are cards in themselves. And then we've got 3 different designs of envelopes. So we've got the blue one here, which will go with the multicoloured cards. We've got the pink version here, which will work with the actual butterfly cards. Obviously there's no hard and fast rule. If you don't want to do it that way round, you'll feel free to put your cards in whichever design you want, but that's basically what it's telling us on the instructions there. And we've got butterflies to go with the die cut butterfly elements. We've also got some sentiments. They're in different languages because they're designed for all of the European markets within Stampin' Up. So you've got all your sentiments there that you want. You also have some glue dots and a little pack of dimensionals. So I thought, as I said earlier, that we will put one of the cards together, and I'll also just talk a little bit more about this kit concept. I'm just going to clear my desk and pick one of the cards, and then I will be back. So I couldn't resist this very cute butterfly to try out. I'm just checking that the video is going round, which it is. Nothing more frustrating than finding out you've spent the last 10 minutes talking to yourself. The cat's here as well, but he doesn't look like he's that engaged, so it's all okay. The video is working. So I've got my little card here. I've got the envelope. And I don't think I mentioned this, but aren't these scalloped edges really, really pretty? I love those. And just that little bit of extra detail in that envelope just lifts the whole thing. Imagine somebody opening the envelope and seeing that pretty pattern before they see the pretty card. So the sentiment for that card is "You make life brighter." So all we're going to do is just pop it out of the sheet of sentiments here. Now in the instructions you will see that somewhere, there we go. Let's see if you can see this, hopefully. You've got these little black dots here which signify glue dots. You've got these hexagonal, not showing up there, well, hexagonal shapes which relate to the stamping dimensionals, and these little things along here relate to the little embellishments. Now the idea with glue dots is that they will stick something directly and flatly onto the surface beneath them. With stamping dimensionals, they raise up the sentiment. 9 times out of 10 I will always go with a raised sentiment because it just makes the card a little bit more interesting. So I would certainly recommend that. So and that's what I'm going to do with this. The sentiment, once you've got it out, you can place it wherever you fancy across the card. I can see that they've used the sentiment on the card and the instructions. Actually, let me put the instruction leaflet here, give you a better idea. Make sure you can still see the card as well, because if I lose that off the grid pad, that would all be a bit pointless as well. So they've gone across the bottom here, and the important thing to remember is that this piece of card that's got the sentiment on is wider than your actual card, so you don't want to be sticking the glue dots or the stamping dimensionals right at the end. So we just want to bring it in a little bit. So if we go for somewhere around the Y and somewhere around maybe that E, maybe even the O and the E might make more sense. I'm going to go, as I said, with the stamping dimensionals. I'm just flipping that up. I'm going to put one there, one there, and then one in the middle. And then you just peel off the backing to reveal the sticky stamping dimensional. And that's ready then to just attach to your card. Now I'm going to show you a card I had a go at before I filmed this one, just so that I knew what I was doing, but also because I wanted to play around with Wink of Stella. So that will all become clear at the moment, but instead of going this way, which is where your picture shows you, I'm just going to be a little bit different for this one, and I'm going to just go across like so. Just so that when I've got the cards all made up, they're all a little bit different. And then I'm just going to add some of the pretty gems to the card. I'll go with a couple of big ones as suggested. And then 3 little ones. Now there are some guidelines within the instructions as to where you could place them, but in all honesty it's up to you where you fancy putting them. No hard and fast rule with where the embellishments would go. The one little tip is that it generally works better when there is an odd number. So hence we're putting 5 on here. I'm just going to go for one in the middle over there. And that's our finished card. That there's nothing difficult about that whatsoever, is there? And yet you've finished up with a really, really pretty card. This is another one that I just put together before I started filming. And now that one I've actually put the sentiment where it was suggested in the instructions. But I've stepped this up a little bit just simply by adding my favourite Wink of Stella. If you've not watched me before, I'm obsessed with a product called Wink of Stella, which just gives you this little bit of shimmer on top of designs, and I couldn't help myself. So I've used some Wink of Stella on here, which I'm hoping the bar of my camera or bar of the tablet holder is just in the way. But yeah, I think you can pick that up. Just that little bit of shimmer that I've put down the body there of the butterfly. And I've got my same 5 embellishments here, but I've just stuck one there in the middle of the body between where the antennae meets the body. So that's another version of the same card. And that's the great thing with kits, that they are absolutely brilliant. I'm never without a card kit. Basically, if you need a card in a hurry, they're fantastic. If you need a card and something's happened that day and your brain isn't functioning as it would normally do and you just cannot come up with ideas, a card kit is absolutely brilliant. Fabulous if you're just starting out and testing the water to decide whether or not card making is for you. Great as gifts, both for your craft loving friends and also for yourself. And also a point where we're hopefully getting a little bit more back to normal and perhaps can actually get together. But even so, on a Zoom get together, absolutely brilliant for you just to get together with some friends and spend an hour or so just doing some crafting and catching up. Seriously, nothing difficult about putting these particular cards together. So really the whole importance can be on just chatting and enjoying spending time together. The great thing also is the fact that these kits are there's a great selection of kits, so there really is something there for everybody, and we'll have a look at the ones that contain some stamping options at a later date. I'm not sure if I've actually said this, but the kits are on a while supplies last basis, so when they've gone, they've gone. But the great news is that they are going to be adding different kits, new kits, as we go along. So there's going to be something new all the time. And what I particularly liked about it, particularly if you're getting together with some friends, that you don't always necessarily want to do the same thing. You all have different tastes, and that's the great thing with these kits. You can all treat yourself to the kit that takes your eye, and you can just spend some quality time together doing some crafting and catching up. So more details about the kits will be on my blog. I'm literally going to be adding all the details about the different kits. So do visit my blog. I'll put the link on the front of the video. You can find details on the online shop as well, so that will be on the front. And I will also be back and make the other 2 cards of this kit up so that we can have a look at that and see how easy they are to put together. Just finally, the kits that include the stamping options, they are all £18, and with that you get not only enough to make all the different cards up, but you'll get a little photopolymer stamp set, a little ink spot, and an acrylic block. So that's really, really good value. The kits that don't require any stamping whatsoever are all £11.25 each. So really great price points, both for yourself and if you want to buy them as gifts for somebody. So that's it for today. As I say, we'll be back with the other two cards. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated, and if you would like to subscribe to my channel, I would love that as well. I will see you again very soon. Until then, look after yourselves. Bye for now.